looks this time in through mid, gets the initial entry, and he'll get away safely.
Okay, Serato looking for revenge on the ramp, spamming the box, inviting the pigs. He wants them to face him, but they will not engage. It will be a 4-on-4. Annihilation lurking around connector with the AWP. Passive positions on B. That may change soon, though.
This is more like it. A little initiative taken by IHC. I think this is when they were at their best over on Nuke. Score, the man willing to take the confidence play in through Palace. That's allowing them to stack more heavily towards B. Score.
Oh, the timing! The timing. I did wonder, it's such a long rotation around from Palace towards the ramp. They've seen that the bomb was headed towards A, but now it has to be a plan B, no pun intended, for Furia, which still could be A, and of course, the bomb will head back there alone. Look at the confidence from this team. It is through the roof at all times. 4 players heading into A now. Score is still in Palace. 30 seconds on the clock, another late round from Furia. Annihilation waiting at CT. Blitz creeping around the smoke. That's a huge frag for safe. Now they've got options for the plant. AWP rattling off. Still one in Palace, being held by Drop. A lot of numbers in the same area. Score with a nice spray down, and here's Bartak as well. Look at the kill feed. Safe has got so much to do. The trades here from Annihilation. 2 will survive, and that'll have to be enough for IHC.
Nice rotation from IHC there, and that is an example where even though Score gets spotted on his information play, it still is okay for IHC because you can play retake on A, and having Score in Palace is just one annoying angle for Furia to have to deal with in the post plant. You saw that Furia figured it out quite quickly. As soon as they saw Score aggressive like that, they figured that IHC were looking for information and that they would have stacked the other site. So they quickly pounce on the A-bomb site, but it's not an easy post-plant for Furia. It's not easy. They all had to go back to ramp, and they just get mowed down in that tight area. It's a really nice switch up from IHC. Let's see if they can keep it going as the mid-peak not successful this time.
Beautiful elevation. Oh, he saw the elbow, but the swing was so wide.
That was the second AWP that I think Furia weren't expecting. That's why that peak comes in. And unfortunately, Score can't make the most of that fact.
This might be a faster one from Furia, as we can see people bunching together towards A. How many teams would have the bomb spotted alone going towards T-spawn and then send it back there anyway? Alone. As Furia did in that last round. They just have more guts. Sitting on their advantage for now. Drops in a great position to hear any fast rotations. As we can see, the A-bomb site has been stacked. There's a big gamble here from IHC. Yeah,
they've taken a risk in this one after going down a man. And I like that IHC are still playing this way and still taking some of these risks. They're not just kind of sitting back at a 4v5 and hoping that they can hold on. But sometimes, when you take a risk like this, you're going to get it wrong. And now Drop might have the chance to deny some of these saving players. Oh, Techno will come in from above. He'll take that. AK upgrade. Bomb is just now being planted, so maybe IHC will see if they can stick around. But without finding that frag, I think they will now realize the retake highly unlikely.
Techno might just have a go and see what else is going to be offered to him with a quick 3v3. His teammate's not really in position, though. But now we see Blitz starting to creep. Techno's the man with the kit, so he has to prevail here. But this is an awkward angle for him to peek. That was a close one. Surely it has to be the end now. They were almost baited into going a bit further by those extra kills that they were yielded. Now Score needs to get out of there and save that AWP. Seems he's content holding this position, though. It's round number 7 for Furia on their T side. They've had the lion's share of the recent rounds. Half the rounds IHC got were round 1 and 2. So they have certainly been struggling on their CT side. I think things are looking pretty good for Furia right now.
Yeah, it's a shame. IHC, you can see, are just always game. They're always wanting to compete in these rounds. But I feel like in a 3v3 retake towards B, when you're not set up with players close enough, you're probably better off saving. Because if you save those 3 guns, you would have a great buy here. Instead, there are a couple of weaknesses, and here we go. Furia grouping up early, boost for Annihilation, but there's already an AWP holding this angle. He's not going to peek further, but he may be under pressure, and now that has been spotted.
Oh, through the wall, in the face, through the face. What a flick. Look at the confidence. You love to see it. Underdogs don't care. What a play from Annihilation. Great start to round 12. The kind of play they need. But it won't be enough. They need all the frags. The CT half has been lacking for IHC. There's still time to turn things around here. Furia cutting noise now as there is significant presence in mid. Good timing on that smoke grenade, but does Yuri read an empty connector?
Doesn't decide to take the risk. Boost about to come up to spot towards window. Blitz. Well, he spotted them first, but he can't win the fight. Drop gets the opener, and now IHC are split apart dramatically. 2 players trapped on this A site. Techno committed, so they have to try this hold. Bartak here to try and help him.
That was a big frag with the angles KaTowic's been holding. And that's another one. 25 seconds on the clock. A similar play is on the way. Maybe Annihilation could run distraction. Here's Techno. Bomb not planted just yet. That's the carrier. Actually, no, Yuri's the carrier. Saves 2 HP though. And here comes the grenade. Adios, amigo. 1 versus 2. Bomb planted. Yuri now has to do it alone. Has he got the angle for the headshots? IHC, awkward approach for them. Not much cover if Yuri peeks them. But who will have the better timing? He's got to find 2 Yuri. Starting to creep over, but Annihilation is ready. A much needed round. 4 kills for Annihilation in that one as IHC move to 5.
Annihilation really showing up for IHC in a couple of their round wins now. That AWP has had some good impact. And for Furia, they saw that position played previously towards the back of the A bomb site, but this time they overlook it, and it ends up being quite costly for them. I thought that kill was going to be the difference maker, but Annihilation gets there just before the molly. Nice little nade. I mean, Safe just knew he was screwed.
Could hardly be closer. Now we see limitations in the buy from Furia. Pistol, Mac 10 is out again. And Mac 10 on Mirage. How do you make that work? Especially heading towards the A-bomb site. I'm very curious to see. Art's heading in towards the Palace, so that will be the beginning. We can see that 2 CTs are going to be very close as well. If these flashbangs are timed nicely, not sure if they can find an angle for this, but with Molotovs in tow, this could be quite the curious one. There'll be a response though from Blitz, and the CTs here, they know that connected with someone, they know someone's up there, and here are the flashes, and surely the carnage is just around the corner. There's Art finding one. There's another CT in the smoke though. They take nothing for granted, but look at these frags, they've all been deleted, erased from the whiteboard, leaving KaTowice alone as the last name standing. 1 versus 3. You know he can do it though. He's got the time, he's got the health, he has a rifle as well. That bomb's in the middle of the site, but look at the spread of the IHC players. He has no idea where they are. He has many angles to clear. That may buy some time, but they are being very passive indeed.
I like the respect IHC are giving here. You figure KaTowice either has to make a move to get a kill or try and plant that bomb. And as soon as that happens, he's going to feel so vulnerable on this A site. You're always going to be exposed from somewhere. And that flash timing, not ideal. Score comes in from CT. That was an interesting setup from IHC. I feel like if they knew they were against a weaker buy, they may not have run that setup with 2 players under Palace. But the way it worked out was that there was just so much chaos under Palace that Blitz is back from jungle, and he's just getting a really nice position. I think he pushed through that smoke, and because everyone is pushing A and looking under Palace, he's able to get a couple of nice kills in the back there. And that's a big round for IHC, as now they've got a good chance here in this first half to make it close.
Yeah, they are building something. KaTowice creeping through the P250. He has certainly been spotted. Annihilation able to fall back. Bartak here for support as well. We see some attempts towards the B bomb site, but there is the bomb. The parcel has been lost by the courier. No insurance on that one. Oh my god, with that Glock, the ding and the dong so fast. Well, maybe there's something to be done here. I don't know if it'll be cosmetic at this point as we are reaching the last round of the first half. Another one in the bag for IHC, getting something reasonable out of this CT side now.
Nice to see our Mongolian team coming through with some competitive games here against Furia. I always love watching this team come to events. In the past, we always had Tai Lu coming to events and just playing their wild style of Counter-Strike. But I think IHC almost have a bit of a balance based on what we're seeing. There is a bit more composure behind them, as well as the wild rounds. And speaking of wild rounds, Furia all out to be early. This could be a quick one.
Got the smokes out for the Molly. Score had to do his best. Eats a fat flashbang though over his head. Art's got no idea. How does it happen? And now the smoke is to his advantage, trying to switch out for a weapon, but maybe he's done enough. Annihilation going for the flick, sees one by the van, and there are plenty all over the site as well. We see the rotation. We've got Blitz in the apartments now. So Annihilation gets smoked off. That's really going to slow things down. Blitz needs to try and play off of his teammates if he can. Not sure if he's been spotted by Keserato. Oh, he certainly has now. That silencer can see in the position, but how about that for a swing? They're creeping through the smoke at the same time. 3-on-2 in favor of IHG. He's still up there. Blitz still swinging, dropping the flames, falls to the flame. Furia are 8 rounds away from elimination by IHC. That is the long and short of it. That is the reality of it. It's a stark one for the favorites in this series. This is their pick. They are on the CT side now. They've had their T side fun. IHC started off all right on a pistol, lost a bunch of rounds and had a late comeback. But how far can they go in this game of Mirage?
Smoke's ready for IHC. Looks like it will be that A play with players in through Palace. Expect to see some flashes to assist them onto the site. Furia themselves have a couple of players on the hole, but the smokes are going to make life awkward here for Furia. He's going to have to play back. Safe alone and instantly taken out of the round.
Bartak gets dropped as well. Annihilation pre-firing the smoke. So many angles that can be held around that. 4 Furia players almost in a line now. Never mind, Yuri is dropped in the sandwich. Sandwich is off, the bread's gone brown. Techno looking for another one. He'll have a slight shadow advantage here. We can see his teammate will swing. Oh, Keserato just always does the same. Nothing but headshots from him. Counter flashes though. That will slow things down. Oh, the incendiary blocked by his teammates. They've been isolated. Drops alone now. He's still alive for the time being. Score being so patient. But this is a calamity for Furia.
It's all going wrong for them. It's a nice shot from Art, but the round's over. IHC have their second pistol on this map. Art doing whatever the hell he can. Maybe a few extra kill rewards coming in, but he gets hunted down. It is IHC with the pistol. And honestly, I don't want to get ahead of... Exactly. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if IHC pull this off, it would genuinely be contender for upset of the year. And we're only just starting the year. But this was unthinkable. No one thought they had a chance in this series. We've seen them struggle against pistols before, though. So I don't even want to think anything from this round.
Oh,
hello.
We've got some tremors. We've got some tremors. Get the Richter scale out. I mean, look at what they're surrounded by, Furia. Look at what's in that hall. All of those portraits. They should not be struggling like this. This has to be so frustrating for them. The things they've done in the past, all those players around them, they might not even make it to the playoffs.
We're talking about a team that made it to the playoffs of the last major, made it to the semi, beat Na'Vi.
We're still talking about heading towards the groups. Never mind the playoffs yet. There's so much more to come, but it might get cut short for Furia. They've lost both pistols on their pick after narrow defeat on Nuke. This is a stressful situation for them, I'm sure for their viewers at home, but for IHC, they have done so good already. And they're ready for the challenge as well. I think in terms of styles, stylistically, Furia are a huge test for any up-and-coming team, any emerging squad. Just the sheer nature of the way they play Counter-Strike is so oppressive. And IHG are ready for the fight. 10-7 now.
Yeah, I feel like IHC have stood up to the Furia playstyle pretty early on here, and they've actually made Furia a little uncomfortable in quite a few of these rounds. And again, massive props to IHC because they always seem to be more composed than you would expect in these really chaotic scenarios. Not much action in this round. It was an open A bomb site, but we should get a more exciting one here because Furia have got their buy on the board. The pressure is on them to get something going now for their CT hold. This looks like a quick B play. Blitz will go down, but the B site is actually a little exposed right now.
Okay, well, maybe a bait and switch. They have lost a player very expensively, though. All right, this one seems to be a calamity for IHC as well. A dry pick into connector and a heavy loss. 2 versus 5. They have the bomb in their hands. They don't have much else. Going to hold their position for now, but not sure what they can really hope for at this point. I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't just dry pick the connector like that. He did, and he got wrecked. But as for the rest of them, this has been exactly what Furia needed for their first buy round in the second half. IHC a mere 6 rounds away from eliminating Furia, but they're not done yet.
Yeah, it's definitely a high-risk play here from IHC in this round. But honestly, it's kind of how they've been playing throughout this entire series, just taking fights with full confidence. And if you do get that one connector kill, the idea is that maybe it will pull those players away from B. And you saw that the players did briefly leave the B site itself. They played over towards short instead. So if that one fight goes your way, maybe it works, but it's just so much risk to put on that one duel.
They tried to out Furia with the connector play.
They might not make that mistake again after how it's gone for them. Ooh, just before time, score will go down. So at least getting the extra money, which means the buy should still be okay for IHC. Got to remember, for Furia, they haven't played a tournament since the Major on home soil for them. And they had a big boot camp in Europe, nearly a month they've spent preparing for this tournament specifically. So they need to make sure those sorts of thoughts don't creep into their mind. You've put a lot of prep into this, but it doesn't mean you need to let the pressure get to you.
The AKs are out again for IHC, but after this initial offering of grenades, they don't have a lot left. 2 smokes, 1 flash, 1 incendiary, 1 Molotov. They have been rewarded, though, with their map control, but as we can see, Art's on the other side of the window. Drops in a sneaky position as well. So what's the next stage now? Because Furia are biding their time. Art can have an off angle towards that connector position, and he starts to wonder what might be happening. Catches Blitz. There'll be a smoke from top of the boxes, from top mid. So we have an idea of where some of the players are, but they have lost vision on the B bomb site. Art's going to take over in that respect, as Techno is continuing to creep. 1 minute on the clock here for IHC. Is he waiting to punish an information play from Art? Well, there's a presence shown now with 3 players. That is perfect.
IHC don't have much utility to make this work. But oh, Art gets the kill with the nade. Now only 2. Lurk again from Score gets denied. And with another smoke down, oh sorry, the smoke redeployed, I think IHC may give up on this one. There was a brief window of time there where the round looked like it could have hung in the balance. But the nade kill comes through from Art, and unfortunately for IHC, these lurk plays through connector, not working right now. Furia is staying on top of the entire map.
That grenade frag was so much information for Art and Furia. Starting to catch up now. Just 1 round behind. An important round to win. That breaks the money of IHC. They'll have 2 AK-47s to be carried into this round, but the remainder of the squad have got about $2,000. The AK carriers have 0 combined. So they're in an unusual situation.
Yeah, these rounds are always awkward. They decide not to invest, not to just equalize the money. And this could be an A play here. The problem is, you just have so little utility. You're running into the AWP of Safe. He hasn't had a great game here, Safe, but this is a chance if they do go running into it. Or maybe Yuri will just steal the frags anyway. Both AKs dropped immediately. They will be recovered, but no Kevlar on these players, so Yuri continues his cleanup.
Fantastic way for Furia to get momentum early in this half. This is exactly what they needed. Again, the body language on the team has been nothing but stress for much of this series thus far. There'll be a timeout from IHC, as there'll be, well, 3 of the 5 players will be back into buy territory. The other 2, $2,400. But for Furia, again, things need to go their way a little more often. Get those happier faces. Opportunity for them to pull away from IHC now, but it's by no means guaranteed, even with 2 of their players somewhat broke on the T side.
Interested to see if we get a faster group up from IHC in this round. They've been playing pretty slow. They've been defaulting to start their T side. But this is a round where, with a couple of pistol players, perhaps going for an early site play and trying to get those pistols up close could be an option. Nice clean up here from Yuri, though. All the way up to 19 frags for himself. And with the round underway, it does look like a standard default initially for IHC. Mid-control established. Not using many nades to do it either. A bit of a risk when you know you're up against an AWP. It may allow IHC to set up this A split that looks like the final goal of the round. Playing a dangerous game. Well, now they know where he is.
Oh, there's not 1 but 2 of them. The trade will be there eventually. Yuri trying to trade 1 back, but Techno is here. Now Yuri's somewhat stuck. And look at them swarming all over the site. He gets a great 1v1, but Techno's here to trade. Someone's got to go and rescue the bomb. That'll buy some time. Score maybe looking for a flank now. See what he's able to do. Where does the plant go? They've got a smoke up on top connector, so the short plant should be okay. On this occasion, it will be. Both players in CT, Drop and Keserato. Drop needs a headshot. Spotting some players falling back. Talk about headshots. Annihilation with the Desert Eagle says no. Strafe cancel and goodbye. Keserato 1 versus 3. He has a kit. He has a smoke, he has a molly. He's got a lot of tools for the job, which will surely encourage him to consider something. That bomb continues to tick, though. Is he going for a ninja? Annihilation's going back. He's got little to lose with the Desert Eagle. He's not going to assume that this is all for free. All right, know where you are now. Too late for him to defuse the bomb. IHC back in the lead. Again, nothing taken for granted whatsoever.
He's going to die.
Oh, dear.
What's he doing? That's tough. That is tough. He must have just lost focus for a second. It's still fine for Fury. They've got money. But I like this call from IHC. You know that Art likes to fight in connector, and the timing of these A players was brilliant. As soon as the smoke fades, you know you're going to get the fight onto Art.
It's like respect. Sometimes it be like that.
Double up setup now for Furia. Big investment into this round. A again for IHC, and there's no one here for Furia.
This is curious. This
is a full retake.
This is a must-win round for Furia. Or if they save loads, then fair enough. But they are going to be broke if they lose everything in this round. They have to be so careful. Very dicey situation for them. But they're pretty close to the bomb site. They've got 2 guys in connector and 3 making their way through CT. With some good timing, they can pop into jungle if they want to. The pop flashes are here, the chain flashes, the grenades, Techno taking all kinds of grenades, and the trades here from Keserato. Perfect, 2 frags, man advantage for Furia as they press on. Where is he headed?
It's
all the way
default.
around? Surely not. Yeah, what are they going to do? They don't really have any of the angles now, or any of the grenades, so they're going to have to frag out before the CTs get there. They've lost all position. They've lost all position. Keserato with another. They'll take all the kills. Are they on the bomb, though? Indeed, they are. Furia with the retake. 4 players alive. Crucial for them to press forward.
I can't believe the plant is default there for IHC. I thought they had that site so easily that they would get a slightly more open plant. Make it a little easier for yourself. Furia had 2 AWPs in that retake. That is always sketchy. But Keserato, their main man, deserves credit again. So much impact with those first 2 kills, and every round just looks like relief from Furia. They look so stressed right now, but the buy from IHC called into question. They go for the force and a fast B split on the cards.
In they go. 2 passing out. He saw the shadow. Well, Techno's going to get dropped, but surely this flank can do something. Has he heard the scope? No, he's busy making a play. Score blind and taken down. Eventually, Art will be served more. Rather you than me, IHC. This is such a fast-moving round, trying to play Furia at their own game. Blitz is turning things around. 2 kills round connector, 2 on 2. There's so much time on the clock as well. AWP on that short position. Keserato creeping forward. He's in a sandwich, trying to fall back. These angles are so awkward for all concerned at this point. Safe goes down. They know where Keserato is. This has to be a huge clutch for him, but he turns with a grenade in his hand, and Blitz is there ready and waiting. And IHC are in the lead again. What is happening here?
Furia are losing it right now. They need to get this figured out immediately. They're losing to themselves, it looks like. So many mistakes being made, so much chaos in these rounds. And again, IHC are making the chaos happen. This was a round where they had a bad buy. They say, look, we're going to make something quick. And then Blitz deserves all the credit in the world for this. Look at that second shot. Opens it up. Keserato lost entirely. And the buy from Furia is now bad. Safe's got an AWP, but there are terrible weapons alongside it.
Bargain basement buy from Furia. We had a fast boost of the AWP on A ramp from IHC. Didn't see much of anything. Trying to look through the Molotov. And a big commitment now from Furia. Again, this sheer aggression that we've seen from IHC meeting Furia round after round leaves a concerned Furia committing to this A-bomb site. Not even the AWP in the apartments. The AWP is on A as well. You can see where the bomb is on the radar at present. Options are open for IHC. 1 minute on the clock. A complete change in pace.
Drop right now is on an island on that B bomb site, but they have left him with a smoke to delay if necessary. The problem is IHC haven't got that much information as to what Furia's setup looks like. And because they've taken so much time without the info, they're coming back to A. They're coming back to the stack and both rifles on this A bomb site. This is a brilliant opportunity for Furia to win with this weak buy.
Drop's taken a risk. He's moved further into the apartments, hasn't seen anyone. So they've made the right commitment. That's a perfect flash, though, but there are still trouble here for IHC. Art in position, takes one in the head through the wall, and another one. 3 players down, and this round might be over, but the time on the clock is crucial for IHC. Keserato does what he can, but they all fall eventually. They could lose it in 2.
Flashes were good enough for IHC. They scale onto the site. They hard clear Art in the corner, and they don't overlook any possibilities. And Furia's money is terrible again. It has to be a full save for Furia. At the start of the day, this was the least likely upset by far. And now, IHC are the ones in control of the whole series.
I don't know when Safe last got a frag. I feel like he's been on 7 frags for quite a while. And he still resides in that position now.
Don't lose to USPs. Don't lose to USPs, IHC. Not now.
All right, Score is in position to do something about this. They haven't heard the sound cues. That's a great position. Oh dear. Okay, this could be a turning point. This could be a turning point! He's used him, he's tased him! Oh my days, he's gonna get caught now with the push! 2 of them. Okay, Blitz is clutching. He is getting multi-frags, important kills around connector time after time. That was an absolutely losable round, but Blitz again manages to come out on top. That could have easily gone the other way.
IHC again just about keep their cool. They've been to a fair few of these international events, but they haven't been able to get many upset results. This would be a massive one. 14 rounds about to be secured, and this is where it starts to get real for them. And remember, IHC are doing this with a stand-in. This isn't their main lineup. Cabal's not here with them. Bartak's here instead. And maybe that's why some of the rounds have been messy. You have to make it messy when you have a stand-in. Annihilation with a final frag. And Furia with all the pressure in the world on them right now.
With a stand-in, bruv. Oi, bruv. Well, Safe has moved off of 7 with the USP, but he really needs to get himself into this game now. He is trailing his teammates by a fair chunk here.
Won't get the AWP either. Only has money for the M4. He was $50 shy.
Furia could lose it in 2. They could lose it in 2 games. They could lose it in 2 rounds. Art with the Zeus, like, personal defense system, man. But again, it's a cosmetic. It's just cosmetic damage at this point. They need rounds. They need many rounds. They are on the ropes. They are in all kinds of trouble. This could be terminal if it continues. They'll be broke again if they lose this round. But they have the tools. They have to believe in themselves. It has to be now for Furia. IHC 14-11. They've taken the fight and then some to Furia.
This could be a big test for Drop. He's alone on B right now. We've got 4 players here. The least experienced player on Furia about to be put to the test.
And the split is here as well. Blitz has made his way up short. He is engaging at the moment, but here comes all the IHC players for Drop. He will be traded, and that might be the bomb site loss. Or is it? Keserato is here, sees Annihilation, but can't do much about it.
There's no kits for Furia.
Do they
no
keep
kits.
pushing? Do they keep pushing? They could lose everything. They have to call it here, surely. There's nothing else they can do in this round. They have to concede match point to IHC.
And the exit kill comes in. Safe can't save the money. Terrible for Furia. We did not think we had a close series on our hands today, but IHC are on the verge of what could be the biggest result in their history. Loser eliminated. A spot at the group stage of Katowice on the line. And for Furia, this would be a disaster. They need a hero right now. 1 saved M4. The rest of the team are going to be short on cash. And for IHC, they've kept their cool. They've stayed calm under trying circumstances. Drop went 1 for 1, but IHC just gets so much ground onto the side. Furia desperately trying to get back in.
Denied. The body language from game 1 continues in game 2. A timeout from Furia. They need 4 rounds in a row on their pick of Mirage. Otherwise, their tournament is over. It's as simple as that. IHC are on the cusp of qualifying for groups and being a spanner in the works and a relative unknown for many of these teams. A wild card, perhaps. But at what cost? Furia are being victimized at present. IHC punching well above their weight, but by the end of this tournament, maybe that will be different. Furia will do what they can, swinging in mid. Art has 1 above him, 1 in front of him. The flashes continue. They've taken this round by charge. 5 versus 2 now. Annihilation misses the flick. Is it nerves at match point, or is it just a strong Furia? The round's not over just yet, though. Annihilation still alive. There's 1 more to go. Score lurking on the A bomb site. 2 versus 3. Hold on a second.
Bomb is firmly in mid, but Safe is on a flank. This is free all day long. Annihilation so low, he can't do anything. And Score may have time on his side to try and reposition. But he has to catch someone off guard to have any chance here. And I think Furia have got their setup figured out. Maybe short is the one position that could be slightly overlooked. He's had a great game. 21 kills. No one looking this way right now. But KScerato may be playing for info shortly. And I don't think he can make it through here. Can't afford to make the noise. 28 seconds.
Damage could be enough. If he could just get some more kills, then that could be quite something. He could really maim the defenses here.
Two separate angles. Oh, he jumps out into the open arms of Safe. A bit of damage done. But you wonder if that could be a turning point here. Art takes initiative on mid. He knew he had to. As Blair in the background, watching over his boys, hyped for the Asian scene. If they could make this happen. You can really feel the tension right now. For IHC, this would be a massive result. They still have money for the buy.
So much tension. So many tests for Furia. Nothing but AKs coming their way. Headshot machines in the hands of headshot machines. Safes on the AWP. Made it to 10 frags now. Not too late to have an impact in this one. 3 defuse kits on the 5 players.
IHC chose not to get an AWP in this round. They had money for it. So this might be a round where you go for an execute. You don't play default. You try and go for something fast. And this A split was previously effective. They might run a similar play in this one.
Waiting out the initial grenades. All the incendiaries are gone for Furia. They can't really counter too much on the ramp once these grenades start to come in. Plenty of smokes though. Nothing behind the grenades thrown into A just yet. What do they make of this? 3 players on A for Furia at present. Look at the slow creep towards connector. Drop has a laser focus though. And the angle from Score! What a headshot from him! He's got a trade fragger in situ as well. There it is from Annihilation. And now we've got big problems on this A bomb site. 1 in jungle, 1 in CT. KScerato delivers, so does Yuri. And there's still chance though, 2 versus 2. There's a minute on the clock here with a big headshot from Blitz, the clutch man in this game so far. KScerato swinging, down goes Blitz, and it's just Annihilation now. 1v2, he's got to pick up the bomb, 40 seconds. Where is the second player? He is far away, he's been tagged, but he's still standing. Looking for KScerato now. Does he read the rotation? What is the next play? He'll walk to his doom, give Safe some confidence. Furia moves to 13.
You still see some sketchy moments from Furia. Yuri nearly taking off his silencer at a terrible time. But they stay on top. And that was a bold call from IHC, not committing off the nades initially, hoping that they could maybe draw the attention away. The initial trades looked good, but KScerato came in with that critical kill. And even that spray here from KScerato, it wasn't clean, but it was good enough. IHC not with the best buy, but it's back to the A site again. They want a quick execute.
All things considered, this buy is arse, but it could still be enough. Blitz is down. That's a huge frag in terms of a name. Techno charging towards CT, but the flashes are here. The support's here for Furia. So far, so good. 5 on 3. Every kill counts. Every second counts for Furia. IHC waiting for their full buy in the next round. That plant will certainly help. But this round could still be dangerous. Score is lurking with the AK. He's been taken down now as well. And this is surely too much to ask from Annihilation. Half health with the Deagle, but there's only 2 left. Surely not. The bomber's facing him this time. Swinging now, looking for Yuri, who's alone. He's isolated. It can't be like this. It can't be. Annihilation's got 1 more to find this drop, but he will deny him. These rounds are so dangerous for Furia, but they've made it to the last one.
Heart attacks for Furia, but they hold on. Annihilation is so scary in these scenarios. It looks like he has no fear whatsoever. Completely calm as he just dismantles them one by one, but not meant to be. Furia do enough to bring it to round 30.
How can you possibly control your nerves when you're hearing your teammates get 1-deed, 1 by 1? Your tournament life is on the line and they're just getting domed and you have to deliver. This game is going to put years on these guys' bodies, and there's still more to come.
That could be a third map.
Yeah, I mean, this is before we get to a potential overtime. Look at these 1Ds. Annihilation with minimal respect for his opponent. So close. Just one more shot. Wasn't to be. But now's their full buy. They had one rifle in that. Now they've got 4 and the AWP.
It's another A execute. They've called this round after round. I don't know if Furia will expect this in the critical moment of the game.
They are going to send it. They are absolutely sending it. What can Furia do in response to this? Art has to fall back in connector. Yuri and CT alone. The flashes may come in once again, but what can he do with them? They are all over this like the Zerg army, IHC. They have the A site completely taken, but they haven't planted a bomb just yet. Yuri found an angle, but the tracers will betray him. The bomb's been planted. It's got to be now for Furia. Techno and Keserato creeping around CT. There's no flashes. It's going in dry, Techno, and he will be denied. Maybe there's a chance for Furia to hold on to this. The man advantage is here. Annihilation, though, is waiting with the AWP. 3 moving in from CT. Grenades to try and create some space, but the riflers are here as well. Looking over the smoke, Bartak can't deliver. 2 versus 4 now, make it 1. Down to Annihilation again. So many angles. He's running away, but it's the last round. So I don't know what happened there, but it will be overtime. Furia, what a difficult journey to round 31.
Maybe didn't realize the defuse was happening. Maybe hoping he could just play out the clock. Wasn't meant to be. And now both these teams instantly have to get prepared for overtime. And you can see the rally from Furia. Drop now starting to believe, starting to show confidence. And for IHC, you had 4 chances, 4 series points, 4 Katowice group stage points. You can't be thinking about that now, though. You're in overtime. You've got every chance of still eliminating Furia. The A execute was such a bold call. They did it round after round. But you almost wonder whether it's a lack of confidence to play a slow round at that point, just wanting to get into a good position. 12.5k starting money here in overtime. So double AWP's an option, which will be taken up by Furia. Big control early. Good nade onto score. The boost won't be effective yet. Furia fairly happy to play a little more passive on mid. This secondary AWP now investigating. There's a run boost ready. Oh, it didn't work! It didn't work properly! And Annihilation just goes falling into the waiting arms of Art.
Well, that's the start Furia needed. Taking control as soon as overtime starts. Run boost collapsing like a house of cards.
I think Bartak has to be the playmaker here. Snuck out onto A. They haven't even got the bomb.
They might have to win by elimination at this point, the way things are going. They're so far away from that bomb. They might have to prey on the rotation coming their way.
Have they seen Bartak? Oh, he's going to get the trade. But Keserato comes straight back. And Score isn't even going back for the bomb. He's looking for fights. Gets the first, but goes back.
He knows where one of the 2 remaining players is.
CT's a split.
Is B a guaranteed 1 versus 1 at a maximum? Either way, he'll be heading towards A. 22 seconds. You can see how passive Keserato's going. But as Score shift walks, he loses so much time here. He's going to have to run on the bomb site at this rate. 14 seconds on the clock. That clock is really ticking. Easy one for Keserato. The lineup is not difficult with those boxes. And Furia take the first. What a sigh of relief they must have had after overtime. Nerve-wracking in regulation, and there's still more work to do.
Those AWPs making a difference in the first round of overtime. Safe getting involved, starting to get some frags with that sniper. Unfortunately for IHC, that failed run boost just puts you straight out to a death sentence in towards top mid. This time some nades used by IHC to make sure that mid control will be gathered a little more easily. score into top mid, while Blitz moves through underpass. So the mid control is established. There are still players hanging around for Furia. Could see Repeaks come through with utility at any moment.
Overtime's normally the time where you dig deep, and you see the kind of rounds that we've seen in this entire series. What does that mean for these rounds now?
Big shift in setup. Furia leaving A pretty exposed right now.
Oh, the timing. There are so many people in connector, but it might just work out for him. Surely the bomb's on the radar there. The flashes here as well. Score in no man's land. Keserato just waiting for the next. Blitz punished as well. No clutch for him this time. 5 unanswered frags by Furia. 2 for 2.
They're taking over now in overtime. I think you can see IHC starting to just be a little more hesitant, and that makes such a difference. You see the fights just going one by one. We were giving IHC so much credit for playing with confidence, for playing so boldly in these tight scenarios previously. And now it might be starting to slip away from them, at least on this map. Again, if Furia were to win this one in overtime, we would still have Anubis to the side. But again, those AWPs making the difference. Art with an opener alongside Safe. IHC losing players far too early in the round.
They've completely lost control in overtime, being punctured like footballs. And they do not have an answer, IHC, from round to round. Furia in full control now. Back in the comfort zone, back in the driving seat. There's the spray downs, leaving Techno as the last man, far away from the bomb. They will get nothing from this T-side IHC. They're going to have to do things the hard way. Let's not forget how they struggled at the beginning of their CT side. Will the same happen again?
They've really just faltered here in overtime. I want to see IHC put up a fight. Now you're down 18-15. I feel like you just let loose. I feel like you let the pressure off you. At this point,